Ferguson and the former prince may be divorced, but according to Andrew Lowney, they are united in their questionable grabs for money. Fergie's simpering emails asking Epstein for a loan and vowing she was on the sex offenders team exposes the depth of the royal couple's indebtedness to him.
To the outside world, Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew's story ended with their 1996 divorce. But behind palace walls, the pair have remained bound together, not by romance, but by debt, scandal, and an unrelenting chase for money. According to those who've watched the Yorks for decades, few royal figures have courted such chaos, squandered so much wealth, or fallen so spectacularly from grace. From teddy bears worth more than rent, to Bitcoin ventures gone bad, to whispered emails with disgraced financiers. The Duchess of York's tale is a royal saga of greed, glamour, and ruin. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe for more stories behind Britain's most controversial royals, and tell us in the comments, do you think Sarah Ferguson is simply unlucky or the architect of her own downfall? Let's begin.
They claimed to have ended the friendship. How much do you believe she was in debt to him?
I believe it's about 2 million. I mean, both Epstein and Sarah Ferguson don't deal in small amounts. But I've got two very good sources separately have said the same figure.
Before the photo ops and palaces, Sarah Ferguson's world was modest. She's spoken often of cleaning chalets and waiting tables in an alpine cafe, scrubbing floors one week, serving strudel the next. But in 1986, everything changed. The young redhead married Prince Andrew, the Queen's favoured son, and overnight became Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of York. Fairy tales, however, have a way of hiding the fine print. Former staff recalled that from the very beginning, Sarah misread what royal life meant. She thought marrying a prince meant endless money, said one former aide. She never understood that the monarchy doesn't fund shopping sprees. Within months of her wedding, the warning signs appeared. Returning from a trip to New York, Sarah reportedly checked in more than 50 pieces of luggage. So many that airport staff joked even Hollywood stars didn't travel with that much. The fine for excess baggage came to nearly £1,000, a shocking sum at the time. Inside those trunks, around £33,000 worth of purchases, including a single teddy bear that cost £515. One Heathrow worker later said, "We'd never seen anything like it. Not even Joan Collins travelled that heavy behind closed doors. Palace aides were horrified. It wasn't just spending," said a former royal accountant. It was indulgence, and no one knew how to stop it. As the years rolled on, her appetite for luxury only grew. Those who worked inside Royal Lodge described a duchess who lived as if the world owed her abundance. Every evening, recalled one former butler, she wanted a spread that looked like a medieval feast, a whole side of beef, a leg of lamb, a roast chicken, whether she had guests or not. Her yearly spending ballooned to nearly £860,000, including £150,000 on gifts, £50,000 on flowers, and another £50,000 on private entertaining. She kept a small army of personal trainers, Pilates instructors, hairdressers, and stylists on standby, many of whom billed hundreds per session, while waiting for hours as she slept late into the afternoon. Royal commentator Jenny Bond once summed it up bluntly. She had a hopeless grasp of money, combined with an endless desire for more. By the early 1990s, the numbers had become staggering. Fergie reportedly owed £4 million to Coutts, the elite bank used by Britain's wealthiest families. When her marriage finally collapsed in 1996, her finances imploded too. But rather than downsize, Sarah clung to her old habits. Even divorced, she leaned on Andrew emotionally and financially. Biographer Tina Brown once described their relationship as a destructive mutual dependency. Andrew bailed her out when she fell into trouble, and in return, she stood by him whenever scandal struck. That arrangement worked for a time, But when King Charles eventually stripped Andrew of his royal titles and instructed him to vacate Royal Lodge, the lifeline vanished. Without that cushion, Sarah's world of luxury began to crumble. Just when it seemed the Duchess might finally learn restraint, she veered into a new gamble, one that would prove even more humiliating. In 2019, a company called Pegasus Group Holdings announced an ambitious project, a £3 billion solar-powered Bitcoin mining operation in the Nevada desert. They named it The Hive, and their chosen brand ambassador, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. In glowing statements, she called the founders visionaries and spoke of a brighter, cleaner future powered by innovation. For her role, she was reportedly paid £200,000 with the promise of a £1.2 million bonus if the project succeeded. But it didn't. The Hive collapsed amid lawsuits, accusations of fraud, and claims that investors' money had been misused. No data center was ever built. By 2023, a US tribunal ordered Pegasus to pay $2.5 million in damages. By 2024, new filings accused the company of never intending to operate a legitimate business. And once again, Sarah Ferguson's name was tied to a financial scandal. "She just never learns," said one royal insider. For her, every shiny new deal looks like redemption until it turns to dust. Her Bitcoin misadventure was only one in a string of failures. Fergie sold her Belgravia townhouse at a loss, from £4.25 million to £3.85 million in just 3 years. Her spokesperson insisted it was an investment for her daughters, but analysts saw the familiar pattern: lavish spending, poor investments, and the endless temptation to monetize her royal connection. Critics say that even stripped of the title, Sarah still trades on the illusion of royal glamour, using her name to attract investors, sponsors, and brands. But in doing so, she's blurred the line between royalty and reality TV. As one palace source put it, she doesn't just sell products, she sells proximity to the crown. That illusion, however, has begun to fade. Today, the woman once known for lavish parties and personal trainers faces a stark financial reckoning. Her home at Royal Lodge is gone. Her business ventures have failed. Her once profitable brand deals have dried up. And her reputation, again, hangs by a thread. She was a spendthrift married to a cheapskate, one longtime observer said bluntly. She thought Andrew had endless wealth, but he never did. She never recovered from that reality. For decades, Sarah Ferguson's life has been a cycle of self-sabotage, brief redemption followed by another stumble. Her ventures range from diet programs and self-help books to scented candles and tea blends. At one point, she endorsed a wellness product that claimed to energize your soul. Another time, she fronted a weight loss brand, while admitting publicly she never followed the plan herself. A royal biographer once quipped, "Fergie would endorse a fridge magnet if the check cleared." Then came the scandal that nearly ended her public life entirely. In a now infamous sting, hidden cameras caught Sarah offering a journalist direct access to Prince Andrew for a fee of £500,000. "You pay me this," she said, "and it opens up everything you could ever wish for." The footage spread across the globe within hours. On Oprah Winfrey's sofa, she tearfully claimed she was desperate, broke, and drunk when the video was filmed. But for the monarchy, the damage was irreversible. The idea of a duchess selling introductions to the Queen's son was catastrophic, recalled one former press secretary. It confirmed every fear the palace ever had about her. Still, she couldn't walk away from the spotlight. "She thrives on attention," said a friend. "Public fascination is her oxygen." And so she returned. Red carpets, talk shows, charity galas, smiling through every controversy. But beneath that cheer, insiders saw something else: deep insecurity. She could never escape comparisons to Diana, her glamorous friend and rival, who remained beloved even after her death. For Fergie, the press rarely showed the same mercy. When she tried to reinvent herself as a children's author, critics accused her of cashing in once again. When she launched lifestyle brands, the tabloids called them royal knockoffs.
I mean, did you take the money? At one stage you had $40,000 cash sitting in front of you. Did you take it?
Absolutely, yes. And it was given to me and I got it in the car and then returned it straight away.
Once the scandal broke?
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke, Michael. But don't try and trick me now because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that.
Former palace employees describe her as charming yet impossible, capable of dazzling a room one moment and alienating everyone in it the next. Even when she claimed to be broke, she continued appearing at luxury events in couture gowns, often with the quiet support of wealthy benefactors who admired her defiance. "She's magnetic," said one former aide, "but every friendship becomes transactional. Charm them, get the deal, burn the bridge, repeat." Recently, she's rebranded herself as a survivor, using podcasts and social media to preach about resilience and positivity. Many applaud her strength, especially following her cancer diagnosis. But others suspect another reinvention. "She turns pain into PR," one publicist said. "She's done it her whole life." And so the question remains, how does she still afford the life she lives? After decades of debt, failed ventures, and unpaid loans, Sarah Ferguson continues to inhabit a world of comfort. Some insiders claim that wealthy friends quietly fund her lifestyle. Others whisper that she's preparing a tell-all memoir, one that could expose royal secrets in exchange for a lucrative deal. If history is any guide, she won't stay silent for long. "Every time you think she's done," said a former royal correspondent, "she finds a way to climb back into the headlines. Scandal, reinvention, or sheer audacity." But this time, her safety net has vanished. With Royal Lodge lost, her brand deals evaporating, and her finances stretched thin, her next comeback may be the hardest yet. As one palace insider put it, "Sarah's great love has never been Andrew, it's been the lifestyle. And she'll do almost anything to keep it." Was Sarah Ferguson a victim of bad luck or the designer of her own ruin? From £500 teddy bears and £4 million debts to failed Bitcoin schemes in the desert, her story reads like a royal tragedy written in receipts. Decades of indulgence, poor judgment, and scandal have left her teetering on the edge once again. What do you think? Is Fergie misunderstood or simply addicted to the chaos she creates? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from inside Britain's most controversial family, because even fairy tales can end in bankruptcy.